There's the track. Just cycled up. Cycled up towards Arbury Banks. It's called Arbury Banks. If I just pan round, it's not easy to see from the level ground. See a lot of sheep there behind that fence. That's enclosed. That's known as Arbury Bank because I believe it's an ancient Iron Age settlement. Well, it's not just sheep. I think there's cows or bulls in there. There's a sign here with some writing on. I don't know if the sun is stopping that showing, but it says Arbury Banks is one of a series of Iron Age hill forts on the Hertfordshire chalk scarp from Hexton to Royston. They probably originated in the late Bronze Age, 1000 to 800 BC, but are likely to have been given the form we see today between 800 and 500 BC. Arbury Banks is about 12 acres in extent and roughly oval in shape. It takes the name Arbury, meaning earthen fortification, from the banks built with soil excavated from a ditch that encircled the fort. There were probably two entrances into the hill fort, to the south and the north. The one to the south, much widened, can still be seen in the gap between the banks. What was in it? Aerial photographs show circles that were structures within the banks. These were probably houses, stockades for animals, or pits used to store grain. What appears to be an Iron Age Roman field system lies outside the banks. It says where we are, and then there's that aerial view. You can see it much better. Circular shape. Why it was built. We do not know what hill forts in general and Arbury Banks in particular were used for. They may have been defensive, with the people who lived near the fort could retreat behind the banks when threatened. However, the banks might have created an enclosure for domestic animals, a place for keeping valuable food resources, or for rituals and ceremonies. Arbury Banks was probably the focal point, status symbol and power centre for a local tribe, used as a fort in times of danger, but at other times used to store valuable things such as corn. In 1859, Arbury Banks was investigated by Joseph Beldam, a local lawyer, archaeologist and slavery abolitionist. Okay, and that's what he originally found. I don't believe there's been an excavation since. At the moment it's just a nice peaceful place for all these animals, all having a chat to each other. I've actually got sun today. Let's pan around this way. So got a lot of sun today. Yesterday was all rain. Beautiful blue sky, white fluffy clouds. This field that I'm scanning now, which has wheat in, this was once all wild flower meadow land, all of that. Since I was a child, 58 years ago, and we used to come up here as children to play all the time, especially at nights and school holidays. It used to be full of butterflies, bees, owls, foxes, hares, rabbits, badgers, life basically, full of life, butterflies, all different varieties of butterflies. And one day, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 10, who knows, time moves so quickly, I came up here for my usual walk. I've always walked up here, had dogs and used to walk the dogs here all the time. Came up here to walk my usual route, and it was like overnight it'd been ploughed up. No warning, no knowledge, no indication beforehand, and I cried. Quite understandably, I cried. It was just barren, dead. And now it's just corn. But we shall be in the moment and pan round and show the beautiful church if it comes out. It's quite high up, so you can understand why there would have been a settlement or a fort here. It's so peaceful tonight. So quiet. So, yeah, that's Arbury Banks. Here we are. A different night. Same scene, same view, but different because there are no dark clouds over that side tonight, and there's just sunshine. So every day is different. Every day there is something different, even if the view stays the same. It's never the same. Soak up the stillness. Breathe in the silence. Accept the peace and the quiet. The stillness. The hedgerows at the moment, the hedges are offering their abundance of fruit. I just passed some blackberries, they're ripening up, and some plums. There's also sloe berries, they're coming, and wild crab apples. They're also coming out right now. Let's see if I can continue walking. I'm just filming and pushing my bike. That can be a challenge. It'd be nice if I could find. There's some blackberries. As I say, they're not ripe yet, but they're coming. I have seen some that already ripened. Oh, there's a lovely blue butterfly note. Didn't want to be on the camera. There's always something being given by nature, always being generous. And she always gives in abundance, always. Every part of the year there is always something. Even when it looks its most barren, there is always something. Here also is, there's some sloe berries. They're not quite ripened yet, but I have seen some that are. also ivy that will flower soon, and when it does, it's such an amazing smell. Really incredible smell, unique, and gives the bees and wasps, if the weather's mild enough, warm enough for the flowers to have a chance, it gives them a last chance at getting some pollen well into late September if we have good weather. I don't like to talk too much because it's really about nature and the silence. And sharing it with you. Don't know if you can pick up some crows cawing at each other. I'm hoping this isn't too bumpy. It's very difficult. Push a bike and hold this, especially as it's in my left hand. Just come round the corner a bit, and this bridleway carries on down into the village, which is where I'm headed this sunny Wednesday evening at the beginning of August. Let's have one last look at all the greenery. Thank you, Mother Nature. That's me for the night.